Are you ready?
How's it going? I added some jerseys in the back. Hopefully you guys can check those out. But this is part 2 for the Detroit Pistons rebuild. First episode did not go well. I traded my boy Andre Drummond. I am not proud of it, but it is what it is. We have to clear salary cap. And if the Pistons do not make the playoffs this year, we're going to blow it up and start from scratch. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the first one. Here is part 2. And depending on how well this turns out, we'll keep going from here. I should make a playlist of this. I'll show you how to look at that. Maybe in episode 3 if this one does well. So if you guys like it, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below what I should and shouldn't do. But we rambled on long enough. Let's just hop right into it, guys. Okay, so this is our roster right now. Blake Griffin's still the best player, followed by D Rose. We did get Terrence Ross and JaVale McGee. We kept Luke Kennard. We kept Quinn Cook. We kept Markieff. We kept Bruce Brown. We kept Sekou. I'm expecting big things for him. We're probably going to play him a little bit more than we did last time. We picked up Andre Iguodala on a 1-year rental. We got Wayne Ellington back. And it looks like we kept everybody else. And this is our draft pick. We sent him down to the G League. I'm really not expecting too much from him. Lineups. This is going to be our bench. I think it's a pretty solid bench myself. I think we improved in that. And this is going to be our starting 5. Yeah, it's okay. We might tinker this a little bit. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out here in a minute how well we're going to do. We are ranked as the 3rd worst team in the league. Hopefully we can prove the doubters wrong. I severely doubt it, though, the way that 2K has been playing us. But let's fast forward to the trade deadline like we have in previous videos. And if we're not doing well, we might just blow it up and try to get some first-rounders. But I'm not really excited about this season, fellas. Guys, we're 11 games above 500. It looks like we're doing very well. I meant to do this earlier, but I want to find out where Drummond went to. So Drummond went to the Toronto Raptors and is now their best player. It's not a bad move on their part. But why don't we go ahead and see how everyone's doing so far this season. Let's go ahead and look at player stats. Nothing should have changed like I did last time because I did all the rotations myself. So Blake's averaging 21, D Rose 15. Mihailuk's having a good season at 11 points per game, shooting 44. How's he doing for threes, though? Shooting 40% from downtown, shooting 6 per game. It's not terrible. I like it. Wish he would shoot a little bit more. McGee, playing all right. Almost averaging a double-double, almost 10 and 10, with almost 2 blocks a game. I like that. I like that a lot. Terrence Ross, I expected a little bit more out of him, but he's playing pretty all right. He's shooting 50%. Only averaging 10 points per game. Cook's playing pretty well off the bench, averaging about 10. And about 3 boards, almost 4 assists. So he's playing pretty well. Markieff playing well for us. Luke Kennard, 8 points off the bench. Shooting almost 50%. How's he doing from downtown? He's shooting almost 50% from the 3-point line. So he's playing well for us. He's playing very well. Bruce Brown's in here for defense, so I'm not really worried about it. Sekou, he's got some work to do. We'll worry about that in the offseason. Iggy averaging 1 point per game. So we're playing pretty well. Why don't we go ahead and look at the standings conference-wise. So we are the 4th seed currently. That's pretty awesome. Looks like the Wizards are right on our tail, though. So we are balancing it out. Looks like we should make the playoffs. Yeah, Drummond went to a worse team in the Raptors. They are struggling. But it looks like we're doing pretty well. Winning 60% of our games. That's 600 ball, bro. That's pretty good, especially after being ranked so low. We are ranked as the 10th best team in the league. So I can't complain, man. This is going better than I thought it would have. So I don't think I'm going to make any trades, man. I really don't. You know, I was concerned I was going to blow it up, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like the Pistons should make the playoffs. Knock on wood. You know, we got a couple expiring deals, so this summer should be pretty crazy. Yeah, over half our team's going to be gone. But we got some young guys that hopefully can play. But who knows, man? Are we blowing up on social media? We're not. Yeah, so it looks like we're doing pretty well. We're 6-4 in our last 10. We're on a 1-game win streak. It looks like we're doing all right, man. It looks like we're doing all right. Shooting 37% from the three-point line as a team is not bad. Averaging almost 110 points a game. That's really good. Really good. So I'm really proud of this team. So why don't we just fast forward to the playoffs, see if we can keep this momentum up, and see what happens, man. See what happens. Here's the deal, okay? I probably should have looked into this before I fast forward, but Blake Griffin's going to want to re-sign. He's 31, and he wants $44 million a year. That is a lot of change. Looks like Kyrie is not going to re-sign, which is a shame because we buffed him up. Bruce Brown will re-sign. He wants $10 million a year. I don't know. Let's see what we can do with Blake, because that is a lot of money. $44 million a year on average. Why don't we try to do that to a 1-year deal and see if he would take that. Okay, so he's back for 1 year. We could trade him in the offseason if we have to. I really don't want to, but most of these guys aren't eligible for a re-sign. Let's see if we can get Bruce Brown back at a deal. Let's try and just chump change him a little bit. So $9 million a year is not that bad. Why don't we just offer them that? Okay, so we got him back at a reasonable price, I believe. Hopefully he has improved a lot. We'll send him to three-point shooting in the training camp in the off-season. But, yeah. So, let's just fast forward to the playoffs. Looks like we're going to keep around 500. Hopefully, you know, 2 games after the All-Star break are both W's. So, let's continue this in the post. Okay, fellas. So, LeBron wins back-to-back MVP. Again, almost average triple-double. So, kudos to him. Looks like the Lakers have revitalized his career. Cole Anthony won Rookie of the Year. I think he's just a generated guy. I don't know if he's a real guy or not. I don't know yet. Dennis Schroeder comes back, wins 6th Man of the Year, averaging 20 points for the OKC Thunder. I'm surprised he could be coming off the bench. I'm not sure who they got. Oh, I guess they have Chris Paul. So, that would make sense. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year again. And I feel like he should have been MVP. That's a better stat line than LeBron, in my opinion. But who am I to judge? Jason Tatum won Most Improved Player of the Year. Okay. And Brent Brown won Coach of the Year. The Philadelphia 76ers won 60 games. So let's see if we made it in the playoffs. We went 47-35. That's pretty good. I feel like the Pistons can do that this season. So let's see what seed we got. Oh, I guess we got to do the first team. No Pistons. No Pistons on the... Oh, this is rookie team. What happened to... Okay. Okay. First team, nothing. Second team, nothing. Third team, Blake Griffin made it to the third team yet again. So he's in pretty good company. I don't know if we have any defensive stars. Yeah. So Blake Griffin made third team, and we are the 4th seed. So I'm very happy. We got the Pistons back in the playoffs. So I'm obviously on the right track. And I think we overdid our expectations after being ranked the 3rd worst team in the league. So I am happy with that. Philadelphia, 1st seed, Charlotte 8. We're the 4th, Washington 5th, Boston 3rd, Chicago 6th. Brooklyn made it back, looking to repeat as the 2nd seed, and Cleveland snuck into the playoffs somehow. Lakers are the 1st seed against the Pelicans as the 8th, Denver the 4th, and Utah the 5th. I think that could be a good playoff matchup. The Clippers versus Golden State as the 3rd and 6th seed, and Houston and Memphis as the 7th seed. So Memphis made it back. So we are going to do this one game at a time and see if we can go to the second round. That should be our goal right now. Obviously, I think Washington might have John Wall and Bradley Beal healthy, so it should be a tough matchup. But let's go ahead and just sim game 1 as Washington takes game 1 in Detroit. Hopefully, we can bounce back, and we don't. So now we have to win 2 games on the road in Washington. Looks like we might get swept, which is going to suck. Yes, sir. Looks like we are going to go ahead and get swept. So the playoff drought for the Detroit Pistons continue. That is a bummer, a big-time bummer. All in all, I think they exceeded expectations. Obviously, you have to build off of this for next year. How many times have we said that? We have said it a lot. Hopefully, we got some more salary cap room to bring in another star player. I don't know. Man, LA is struggling in the playoffs. They cannot get out of the first round. So Brooklyn, Philly, Denver, and Golden State. This is going to be a weird finals here. Philly goes to the finals, and they are going to play Denver. And Denver takes game 1 and game 2. Philly bounce backs in game 3 and 4. Game 5 goes to... Oh, look at that. Denver won. Nikola Jokic, the Joker, wins finals MVP. What a wild, wild thing. You know, the Wizards took them to game 7, so they went to 7 games against the champs. So I'm not mad that we lost. I am a little disappointed. Player retirements. Let's see who retired. Zach Randolph, Zebo. We lost Iggy. Oh well. So why don't we just go ahead? I think we got Dwayne Casey still. Yes, sir. Why don't we just see who we get in the draft? I feel like I wasted a lot of time in the last video doing this. We got a guy we are going to go ahead and send back overseas. That's fine. I don't care. Who is... All right, so we're going to keep Sekou. Hopefully he can be good enough to start. Lucas, good. All right. Qualifying offers. We are going to extend all of these players. I think that means it is restricted. Obviously, we want to keep Luke and Luke. Kyrie, I'm on the fence about, depending on how much he's going to get offered. I think Luke's going to get offered the max. It's fine. Not the max, like, contract, but he's going to get offered the most out of all of those fellows. Looks like we are going to go ahead and try to get a point guard that we so desperately need. De'Aaron Fox would be huge for us. He is restricted. However, I think the Kings are going to max him. So why don't we just try to run them up? Offer him... Let's try to get him 43. If we get him, it would be huge. But I don't think that we're going to. There are some good quality point guards here. Obviously, I want to bring back D-Rose. But let's go back to point guards, because I really think we need a point guard. I think Lonzo would be huge. Again, he's restricted. I wish some of these guys weren't. But there's some good ones, man. There's some good ones. We might want to bring in Dennis Schroeder, a guy who could be good off the bench. Let's try to go ahead and bring in Lonzo. I think that's a fair trade, or not trade, but you know what I mean. Again, I'm not sure how much money I'm working here with. But if that fails, we'll try to bring back D-Rose. Let's bring him back on a 3-year deal. And I think that should be good. I'm only offered 3. Okay, so D-Rose and Lonzo both agreed to come here. That is good to me. Quinn Cook, I'm sorry, bro. And he's only 28. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We might bring him back. We're going to renounce the rights on Kyrie. That's cool. So, De'Aaron Fox decided to sign with the New Orleans Pelicans. The Sacramento Kings have decided to match the offer. So, it looks like he's going back. Okay, so the Pelicans have decided to match my offer. So, we only brought back D-Rose. So, let's go back to point guards. Mike Conley is the best one. Again, he's 33. I'm trying to get younger. Well, why don't we just see who the best player available is? I feel like we should have offered Paul George something. Most of these guys... Okay, so he's still available. And he wants $46 million a year. Who has offered him something? So the Blazers have offered him a 1-year deal. Why don't we go ahead and offer him a 2-year deal, just to sweeten the pot. We still want a center. Cantor would not be bad coming in off the bench. How about we go Bam Adebayo? No, he's a little bit more money. We can get Portal. He's cheaper. I mean, there's some quality players. Why don't we try to bring in Cantor, though? On a 3-year deal. That works for me. Let's go ahead. So, agreed. Agreed. We got Paul George, fellas. We got Paul George. We got Paul. We got some guys we got to bring back, but I'm not going to worry about it until free agency starts. Oh, okay. Cantor signed with the Boston Celtics. Okay. So, let's bring in Portal, then. We'll bring him on a 2-year deal. I'm not really worried about that. Who has offered him money? The Grizzlies on a 3-year, $40 million deal. We'll see. Oh, so Kyrie doesn't want to come back at all. So that's cool. That's really cool. Let's see if we can bring back Cook, if anyone's offered him anything. No one has. So let's see if we can bring him back in as a steal. I think that's a fair contract. Let's see what happens. Is prepared to accept the Grizzlies. Okay, so I'm not going to match Kyrie's deal at all. No. I am going to match Mihailuk's. I think that'll be a good start. We got to bring back Morris if we want to. You do not have enough room under the salary cap to sign Paul George. You may only sign one player for the amount of cap space. Awesome. Well, that is dope. So, poop. Why don't we do this, then? So, just when I think I'm getting the hang of this thing down, I go ahead and ruin it all. We did not have enough money to bring back Luke Kennard. I know many of you guys are going to be mad about that. I can't help it. Blake Griffin wanted to stay here. So if Blake is not performing, he is out because that is a lot of money to pay him. It cost us Paul George. It cost us Luke Kennard. We could have had a different entire team. However, we are going to move Derrick Rose to the bench for depth purposes. So Cook is going to head and get the nod and just create some floor spacing. Terrence Ross is going to be there at the 2. Luke getting the nod and is going ahead and bring in floor spacing in at the 3. Really, all those guys can interchange. Blake Griffin at the power forward, and we brought back JaVale McGee to play the center. Why don't we go ahead and look at the bench? And I'm not really sold on this. We brought back the midget, Isaiah Thomas. It's destined for him to be a Piston at some point or time just because of his name. And we're really going to play small ball here, man. I'm not sure if I like it. Derrick Rose, we're going to play through him off the bench. Hopefully Sekou can really start next season. And then for depth purposes, we have some guys who can play. Wayne Ellington, Taj Gibson, Allen Williams. We brought back Woods. I don't know why he's not playing it as the center. We're going to have to change that there. So there is our off season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And we'll see how this is going to translate to next season. Again, if we do not make the playoffs this year, we'll blow it up. I think if we don't win a playoff game, we'll blow it up. So that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know how I'm doing, and let me know if you want part 3. But with that being said, Instagram, Twitter in the description. Be sure to check and follow me there. And all the guys members are in the description as well. Be sure to follow all those guys. They have Twitter, YouTube. So check them out. And I'll see you peeps later. Peace.